Hey, thank you, everybody. I'd like to y'all excuse me. I gotta try to get over this cold here, so trying not to cough. I'd like to thank ITC for inviting me to represent for White Mountain Apache Tribe, Southwestern region. It's been a while since I've been up to this little deal here. Last time I was here, I was a student, so I'd like to thank ITC. They've been a big help with me and my schooling. And I'm glad to say I'm here as a manager, presenting. So thanks, ITC. Thank you to St. Carlos Apache Tribe for your hospitality. Well, I'd like to start off just with fire. It's natural. It's supposed to be part of this world. As we know it, it's one of the four main elements: air, land, water, and fire. So all natives knew this. It's nothing new, so every tribe had their own reasons, specific reasons to use it, besides just cooking and ceremonial uses. I've learned a lot from the north, especially in Montana, with going to school at SKC, Adrian Layton and Rob. So then, as far as I was looking up how we used it specifically. And there was one book that I came upon when I was in the University of Washington, to where it talked about how we created rain on drought seasons, those major drought seasons. And it said that Apaches would line up, or not line up, but within a longitudinal line. Every 10 miles, they would light a fire. And those particles within those fires would start storing. And that was one of the main things that caught my attention. And I was like, oh man. And then I talked to this, our spiritual advisor, our cultural advisor, and he said that we were powerful like that. So even though we would pray for rain and we would get it. So so that kind of makes me proud to be an Apache, Native American, to where we have our own way of living life. Excuse me. A little bit of the introduction was on the ownership of the management of the reservation, a little background, some of the ancestral fire use, current fire use, large fires that have occurred on the reservation that we kind of try to learn from, future outlook. The area we have is 1.6 million acres, which is a lot. Well, to us anyway. A lot of us, we don't get to leave the reservation, so it's kind of like the world to us, and for just us being our home. I mean, it's, well, I don't know how you can say it, I just said it, it's home. It ranges in elevations from 2,400 feet to 11,000 feet. So that's a big drastic change, especially with vegetation types. We've got Sonoran Desert in the lower portion on the western side, and then all the way up to the high elevation mixed conifers up Mount Baldy, which is one of our sacred mountains there. I don't know, it's delayed or something. And here's a little history about our reservation. As Dee was saying, that we used to be the same reservation as St. Carlos, and they divided us. I was trying to get to the reason why, but we have this river. It's called Salt River, Black River, and that's what divides our reservations there. And yeah, so that split came in 1887. And then everything is sacred to us, like I was saying. We, as Apache people, we were a holy people. So everything that we did is we prayed about it. If we had to use an animal for food, it was what we prayed for. And use a plant for food, we prayed for it as well. And even fire, like I said, we respected it. We took care of our land, and we had to take care of our land ourselves. So everything was made out of respect. So as being part of forest management and tribal member, this is kind of what we kind of want to get back into as far as respecting the land, taking care of it. This is communities in our reservation here. We have about 15,000 plus members. In the center, on the right, will be the main residential area, which is White River. We have some in the north, and way on the left in that remote area, that's where I'm from, Zipq. So that's just a little bit of the residential areas there. And then here's a vegetation type. This was, as of 2002, I suppose, if not 2001. So if you can see up on the top left there, which is the western side, and that has mostly ponderosa mixed with other species like pinon, juniper, gamble oak, and certain things like that. But this is the newer, updated map, thanks to Jim Byers over there for letting me use this map. But this is the existing vegetation as of 2015. If you can look in that same area, we had this devastating fire there, Rodeo Cheriskite fire, 2002. And now it's all live oak, chaparral forest now. So it's changed dramatically due to fire. I mean, we don't really have resiliency, like as far as our desired vegetation to come back as quick as, like their forest there, they just get 20 species in one fire. We get undesired species sometimes in places we don't want, so. And it really affected the soil, so it was hard for the ponderosa to return. So we're trying efforts for restoration and all. And here's just some examples of some of the different vegetation types. Up left, juniper with some grass on the story. And then on top right would be ponderosa pine with some gamble oak grass. The lower left would be pine with grass on the story, and that's a treated area there, so you can just see the difference there. And high elevation mixed conifer on the bottom right. And some more examples, got some rangeland there, upper mixed vegetation, riparian. And here's a subdivision in a place called Honda, right near the casino. This place has been treated even before any structures were built there. We just try to do a little wooey within within the area of the casino. And here, there's an aerial view of it. There's on the right, there's the housing development. And to the left, there's the casino. And there's a treated and untreated area. Untreated area would be on the left there, just right south of the casino. And we tried to offer our help in thinning that area out, but they said they're going to expand, so we haven't touched it yet. And yeah, you can see to the right to where it's a little more open. And this was with mechanical and prescribed burns, 2010 and 2012. And like I was saying, fire, it's always been a part of our lives, you know, our Native American tribes. It's part of our natural world. Here's an example of fire being used for our ceremonial purposes. This is a traditional sunrise dance here that we perform for the young ladies coming of age. Fire even creates its own weather. It's a very dynamic and unpredictable process, as we all know. Here, the top right is from the Rainbow Rodeo Chetaskai fire. This is approaching the town of Sholo. As you can see, all the evacuation just right behind that other picture there. And the bottom left is the Chetaskai fire. This was from a Sibcu angle. This is north of Sibcu, or south of, the fire is north of Sibcu, actually. Yeah, it can destroy large, beautiful forests throughout our country. And lately, it's kind of hard to control climate change, all that. We have to learn climate change, which adds another factor. Fire does not just destroy. It also can give new life. Let it help heal the land. Fire gives the land life, just as fire gives us life. Here's some prescribed burning on Fort Apache. It has been like a long tradition with the management there in reducing hazardous fuels. This has been going on since the 1950s. Started from a forester, you guys probably know by the name of Harold Weaver, which I read a lot about him, so. And here's some statistics with prescribed burning. We like to use annual fall prescribed burns, try to mimic, you know, past fire behavior, low intensity, and occasionally 1 to 2 acre holes to create those mosaic patterns. These are the areas that we usually like to work around, which are the woolly areas almost. And here's a treatment map. We try to get an updated one, but this is just to 2002 so far. I don't know if you can see the small orange bands, which is the fuel breaks that were completed. The red coloring is fire history from 1990 to present. The lime green, prescribed burns from 1993 to 97. The yellow, prescribed burns from 98 to 2002. So we do a lot of work in these areas, and mostly in the northern region of the reservation because of the economic value of Ponderosa, residential areas and our recreation areas with gaming as well. Here's some broadcast burns, or this one's pile burning. Skip the page. Some examples of pile burning that we do. Some broadcast burning. Then with some natural igniter fires, this is what we benefited from. Got 500 acres in Forestry, which is the previous treatment. And playground fire, 4,900 plus acres, which was within the timber sale. A resource benefit fire with Blue Springs, 675 acres, which was within the Rodeo Chittiskai burn. And future plans. When the opportunities come, are available, we would like to implement them as much as possible, but this is what it depends on: weather, resources, planning level, and approval from the tribe. A lot of times it doesn't go that way, so we would hope it would, so maybe people can realize that we need fire. It's hard to describe to people that just look at economic of trees. We don't want these trees to go, but hopefully we'll get on the same page someday. And this is just a little bit of the wildfires that we've had on our reservation. Like I was mentioning, Rodeo Chittiskai Fire of 2002, which is the second largest wildfire in Arizona. And this is what was going on within the fire, which is, I thought it was pretty crazy. I had to go and ask, and was this correct here? But it says flame lengths were nearly 1,000 feet. And then it says collapsing column causes fire to cover 10,244 acres in 15 minutes. I was like, wow, it's hard to believe that. So there's a lot of damage there. A lot of these areas had to be evacuated. 468 structures lost. This is not what we need within our area. I know we're living in an urban wildland area, but we need to protect our residential and cultural areas. And I consider just my reservation a cultural area, since that's where my ancestors are from. Here's another map, which is not as present as I wanted it to be, but this shows some recent thinnings, which is in the blue. So this was, I want to say, before the Rodeo Chittiskai fire. And the severity can tell you where you can just see the vegetation, or you can see the severity wasn't as strong as it was in areas that weren't treated. So this says from 1990s to present, but at the same time, it's, like I said, I think since the fire. Prescribed fire from 19 fire, prescribed fire as well too, which is in the yellow. And then there's an area there, I don't know if you can see it, but it's on the lower left small box there, but that's an area called Chuck Box. And this is work that has been done in that area. So this is what happened when the wildfire came to this area. So you can tell the severity wasn't so bad. There's some work being done within the fire there, some reforestation, some rehab. And here's some of the devastations. And Kinshba fire, which is close to the reservation, or close to the main town of White River. So they evacuated a lot of tribal members, as I was saying. A lot of people live in that area. And the Rainbow Fire. This fire hits home for me. I mean, it's on the reservation, but it burned a lot of structures there, 17. One of them was a home that I grew up in, you know, so you lose a lot of your memories there, so it kind of hit home. And I kind of forgot about it until I started going through the old fires and I looked at it. And I remember there wasn't a WUI system around back then, so I think that was one of the major parts of it. But you know, we bounce back. You know, we come to terms that, you know, sometimes we don't really respect fire or the way life should go, that it's gonna bite us back, you know. So we just got to take care of our land so it can take care of us. No, that's all I have. Thanks.